Joining me on the IPEM 2017 Web TV studio is Laurent Durdilly. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're the Managing Director of the Private Equity Business Line of CACEIS.
Yes.
CACEIS, part of the Crédit Agricole Group.
Yes, absolutely.
Could you briefly present
Yes.
the private equity services within the Crédit Agricole Group?
Actually, the business line Private Equity Services within Crédit Agricole Group is gathering several entities of Crédit Agricole, the investment bank, CACIB, Industrious Wealth Management, which is the private banking arm of Crédit Agricole, and also CACEIS, which is the asset servicing branch of Crédit Agricole Group. And actually, we gathered all expertise dedicated to private equity from all these three entities to provide our clients with a one-stop shop offer able to cover possibly all the needs of a private equity fund. For instance, Industrious Wealth Management can provide private equity funds with financing for the partners, especially carried interest financing. CACEIS can provide services at the beginning of the structuration of a fund. Choose a depository bank, middle office services, outsourcing to help the GP to call their investors, make distribution notices, portfolio monitoring, and so on. And in addition, CACEIS is also providing financing solutions, especially capital call facilities or equity bridge, so-called equity bridge financing solution. And we are doing that together with CACIB. We have only one contractual setup for our clients, but actually two balance sheets, which allow us to finance big amounts because we are able to provide up to €1 billion financing.
For large operations.
Yes, for a very large operation. And in addition, later on, it's CACIB who takes the lead for helping the fund to spend the money that was raised and to buy and to make acquisition, to buy targets. So M&A operations, cash management, corporate services and financing. In addition, at the end of the life cycle of the fund, when the fund starts to liquidate its position, they have them for IPO and again M&A if necessary. So like that, we are really able to accompany the fund during this whole life cycle. So I think it's a high added value proposition for private equity funds, and it's a distinctive position compared to other service providers, because very often those services are split into various divisions, and here this is completely governed in all-in team and all-in expertise.
Very broad scope of
absolutely.
Broad scope of
services. Yes.
Could you tell me more about how differentiating this is from competitors?
This is differentiating first because, as I mentioned, especially for financing, thanks to our various balance sheets, we have really a very important capability in terms of amount to be financed. As I mentioned it before, we can finance even a little bit up to €1 billion. This is also differentiating because we have really a team of experts. The bankers within our business lines are really specialists of private equity. They are used to talk to private equity funds all day long. They understand their needs. A large part of them already worked in private equity asset management companies. And I think this is quite distinctive in that matter. In addition, we have a very broad international presence because we cover all European countries, the US, the UK. So we can finance funds into plenty of jurisdictions. Obviously, France, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Italy, and so on, but also Jersey, Guernsey Fund, Delaware, Cayman funds, It's really a very large international scope. At the end, there is also another thing which is distinctive, is that very often, due to constraints of fundraising with investors, the fund are structured with several vehicles within several jurisdictions. You have one vehicle in Luxembourg, one vehicle in France, one vehicle in the UK, sometimes one vehicle in Jersey or Guernsey. And at the end, on a conceptual point of view, this is only one single fund. You have several vehicles, but at the end, this is only one single fund, which is making the investment through special purpose vehicles, which are below every funds, which are co-investing together. And within Crédit Agricole Group, when all those vehicles are linked with a co-invest agreement, we are able to see them in terms of financing as a unique fund, as a unique list of investors, as a unique strategy of investment, and we are not treating them as several independent entities and vehicles, which is, I think, rather differentiating, because as far as I know, we are not so many to do that in Europe. So that's the point.
So a very, very broad scope of operations. Can you tell me more about fund financing and middle office operations?
Yes, for fund financing, as I mentioned, we offer a capital call facility with a very long maturity. I would say between 3, 4, up to 5 years. We are able to accompany the fund during all its investment period. In addition, those facilities can be drawn either in letter of credit or cash, which is very interesting, especially for infrastructure funds. Also, they can be used according to several currencies, not only euro, but also GBP, USD, Swiss franc, and plenty of other currency, including the Nordic currencies. One thing which is very important is that really those facilities can be used not only to finance investment, but also to finance all the usual costs of a private equity fund, such as management fees, such as abort costs, and stuff like that. There is really no restriction about the utilization that can be done. Another point which is very important is that our facilities are secured by the commitment on the investors. So obviously the funds have to disclose to their bank when they use this type of financing, the list of their investors. Thanks to the capability we have with CACEIS and CACEIS all together to provide a huge amount in terms of financing, then that means that actually they disclose their investor list to only one banking partner and not to plenty.
Confidentiality.
Yeah, there is a topic of confidentiality which is of paramount importance for the fund. And with us, they disclose their list of LP only to Crédit Agricole and CACEIS after the signing of the NDA agreement. And really, you know, we don't need to disclose to 3 or 5 or 7 banks, which can be part of a syndicate of, let's say, a pool. It's much more
closer to the needs of your clients.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As we can see, you're a partner of this edition of the IPEM. Why being a partner here? What does the IPEM bring you?
Actually, it's the second year that IPEM takes place. We were already sponsored last year and a partner. We were very happy about our partnership last year, so we decided to renew it this year and even to make it stronger because there are plenty of our clients that are attending the events, plenty also of prospects. It's a very good occasion of networking. Really, I'm very positively surprised about how in such a short time frame IPEM became one of the big reference event in terms for the private equity, you know, and it's really puzzling, and we are really happy about it. and I'm absolutely sure that we will continue to support it in the following years.
Everything we hear here about IPM taking place is very, very positive.
Yeah.
Well, Laurent Durdilly, Managing Director of the Private Equity Business Line of CACEIS, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.